Whoa guys, Cosmos here. Got a building tutorial for you today. So the things we're going to go over today are going to be mostly on how to build round and how to add on to a round building. So as you can see in the background there, I got a couple example builds there. Got me a nice little mansion there on the right. That one back there on the left, I was using that Aquilion DLC, doing some practicing. Go down and check them out real quick. So this one here, what I did was I just built a big square box, then I added these round towers onto the sides, and I made some nice little square towers coming out of the top there. That's actually pretty simple to build. Then this one over here, I was just experimenting around with adding some round spots and putting some contours in there. That's why it turned out a little crazy though. Alright, here we are at our build location. Oh, look at the big old maelstrom in the background. Now, one of the most important parts about building, find a nice view. It's not really that important, but I always like to have a nice spot where I can see well. Especially, we're going to build a Sorcerer's Tower here. I'm going to show you guys how to build a nice fancy Sorcerer Tower. But one of the things you want to do is, as you're looking for your place to build, survey the land, and you want to look for the highest spot around. It's probably right around where I'm standing right now. The reason why you want to do that is because as you build out, things will like clip into the ground, and you gotta raise up and build it all big to make it fucking, and it starts to look ugly after a while. Alright, so we're going to build our Sorcerer's Tower out of Stormglass here. Now when you want to build round, you always want to start with these triangle pieces right here. Grab yourself a wedge foundation. The other thing you want to look at when you're building, pay attention to the bottom left of your screen there. If you hold shift and then scroll with your mouse wheel, you can make the piece go up and down. It's usually a good idea to push it up a little bit. You run into less pitfalls with clipping into the ground. Alright, now that we've placed our wedges, you'll see how they make a nice little circle looking spot there. So the next thing you want to do for your circle build, put one square piece all around, just like that. Grab yourself the wedges again, and then fill them in. And there we go, we got ourselves a nice little round station to start with. Now I will tell you one thing about round buildings. You gotta build them a little bigger than what you would normally do because they don't have as much room on the inside. It's mostly because of problems with making stairs, which I'll show you here in a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and clear this area out and make this thing a little bigger. Sometimes you'll run into problems like this. You'll have a block that's technically attached and everything should be fine, but I highly recommend coming down here and doing this. Sometimes later on you'll have problems on the roof because you didn't put that damn piece down. Alright, and then you do the same thing, just simply fill it in with triangle blocks. Alright, there we go. That is the base of our tower. So if you're in creative mode like I am right now, it's a good idea just to get out, jump in the air and fly around, just take a good look at things, make sure everything looks right. Alright guys, now after you got your deck finished, next thing you want to do is put up your walls. Now when you're doing this, a lot of times the window frame ones will look really good the whole way around. Like what do I got here? Like say the Nvidian, use that. On your first layer, just put like nothing but them kind of windows in there on the first floor, and then the second floor I always put solid wall. But with Stormglass here, it's a little different looking, so we're going to try something different. What I like to do with Stormglass here is you grab the actual glass window frame. It's like most are just a little window. These ones are actually one huge window like that. And we're just simply going to stack one on top of each other. Go to everywhere that there's a square and put up 2 windows. There we go. Alright, now we got our windows up. Let's go ahead and fill it in with walls. Now you'll get this problem here all the time where it constantly wants to grab one of the things. What you want to do is just walk right up in the middle of the triangle and it'll place it, no problem. Our first wall's up. Now one thing I forgot to do here is put an entrance in. Usually I find the best thing to do is put your entrance somewhere where it's semi-flat, so you don't have to do too many stairs. For you, the player, the stairs usually don't cause issues. But for NPCs, stairs can cause issues a lot of times. If you have too many of them, they have trouble getting into the darn places. There we go. Got ourselves a nice entranceway. So now what I like to do is when you have your entrance, come straight in, walk to the center area. Now this is where we're going to build our stairs, right here. So what you want to do is start off with one of these ceiling tiles. Put that bad boy there. Grab your preferred type of stairs. I'm going to use the ones with railings. And there we go. Now we got a staircase. Now the reason why I do it like this is because when you try to do it on these triangle tiles, it's really hard to get the darn stairs to connect to the top correctly. But if you do it like this, it'll go in no problem. So now, the important part on building your ceiling here. Whatever is going on the bottom has to be matched on the top. Meaning if there's triangles down there, you're going to have to use triangle wedges up here. See how we do that? Put triangles all the way to here, and then where our windows are at, we're going to put a square ceiling. Bam. As long as we follow that pattern the whole way around, we'll be in good shape. Give me 1 second, I'm going to turn the sunlight back on. So I don't have to build in the dark. Or maybe not, there we go. And what I would recommend is you do it just the way that I'm doing it here. Make one tile wide Make one tile wide the whole way around the edge. Alright, so now we got... And there's a pig trying to get in. Get out of here, pig. So now that we got our one wide walkway around, you'll see how the next piece I'm trying to put up is already yellow. So as we go out here, it'll take us all the way to here. I think that's where we want to be. So since we have enough room, we're going to go ahead and do that the whole way around. And you should be getting that general shape. If you did it wrong, it won't look like that. So make sure you keep an eye out for that. Now here with these stairs, this is where you get a little bit of an issue. So what we got to do here, the stability on these ain't going to be enough to put much for center blocks in here. We'll try. Yeah, we're able to get exactly one center block. And see how that one there? That means we don't have enough stability to finish that. So that means we got to put up pillars. So what you want to do is, since we're coming into our house from here, right? We want our pillars to not block that staircase and the view. So I'm thinking we're going to use a center pillar. The difference between these two is the center pillar does what it says. It goes right in the center. If you want one that's off on the corners a little bit, you can do it right like that. Oop. That happens all the time. You'll grab stuff from the other side of the world. But yeah, these corner pillars actually look pretty nice too. That might be what we like to use there. Now that should give us enough stability. Put this roof tile on. There we go. And that's what you gotta do to solve your stability issues. It's about, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's about 5 tiles that you can go before you completely run out of stability. Just keep that in mind. Whenever you put your ceiling tiles on around your stairs, make sure that you can get underneath it. Has to be two tiles. Has to be 2 tiles open for you to be able to use the stairs correctly. Alright, so there's floor number 2 done. Now, what we're looking to do, and what I like to do to make things look nice, we just keep building straight up like that. It's not going to look very fancy. So at some point, we're going to want to, in fact, we're going to do it right here at this level. We're going to put a wall in here, 1 level in. However, I don't think I'm going to do that yet. I also got to look at these stairs. I think I need to redesign them. See how I was talking about? We're going to put these walls in 1 level here. Stairs are where they're at. It's obviously not going to work well, right? So anytime you need to delete stuff, just right click. It'll bring this up, and there you go. You can delete stuff. When you're playing in survival mode, you get refunded your stuff, so don't be afraid to delete stuff. Couldn't tell you if it's 100% one-to-one, but I know you get most of it back. There we go. Alright, so we got ourselves a very plain looking round shell here. So what we're going to want to do here is we're going to add some little towers to the side to make it look a little bit more fancy. Alright, so now that we got all of these done, we're just going to simply grab our triangle pieces here and we're going to make just like that. 1 little round spot. If I can stop from hitting that 1 spot. I usually like to make the foundations all level with each other. Gives it usually the most uniform, nice look. Why won't you attach there? Am I too close to something? Probably. This is an issue on occasion when you build someplace, especially on Citadel, you get too close to places. So since we're having that issue, we're going to cheat a little bit on this back one. We're not going to have the coming out spot. Shouldn't be able to tell because most of the time you're going to be looking at it from the front. Guess I could do that on all of them, huh? Give it a shot. Make them look uniform, why not? Alright, so now that we got that, now that we got our little tower bases ready, let's build the towers themselves. What I like to do is the spot that goes, spot that's like facing the door, go straight out and put in your glass pieces like that. Then grab your regular walls. And then we slap them in there like that. That gives it a pretty nice contrast in each other. Storm glass looks really nice for a Sorcery Tower. Alright, I think we're going to make each one about that tall. Alright, so there's the base of our towers done. So the next thing to do here is to put some roofs on. I have this one DLC here. I really like to use the roofs on that. I'll show you guys the storm glass roofs here first. Now when you're doing a roof that's round like this, the piece that you want is this wedge piece right here. Put it on there, scroll it over, there you go. That's how you do a round roof. Super easy when it's just things mouse wheel screwing with me. It's super easy when it's only one open like this, but when it gets bigger, there'll be some issues, which I'm sure I'll be able to show you guys here later. So that's what it looks like with the storm glass on it. But I like to put this on it. We're gonna go here to the Aquilion. Grab the same piece. Put that on there. Oh yeah. I like the way the bronze color accents the black. It makes it nice to stand out. So got it from a distance here. How does that look? Yeah, it looks pretty good. Take that. Alright, so there's our towers. They're capped off. Now one thing about them, they can look a little plain like that. You go to your storm glass, find these crenulated walls. It's not gonna let me put them on there, huh? Usually it'll let you put them on these roof tiles. Well, we are gonna put them along here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna turn this level here into like a battlement. I like doing that on my towers. It tends to look really nice. Gives it that castle appearance. You have to cut all these trees down to get them out of the freaking way. Alright, so now it's time to put our next set of walls up. I'm gonna make this one all out of storm glass, just like before. We're gonna put doorways up at each one of these towers. Now, those towers aren't gonna be used for anything, they're just decorative. There we go, put some nice windows in the centers. Alright, so we got the second floor mostly done. Next thing to do here is to work on a ceiling and some stairs. So you always keep in mind where you're coming up at. I also like to put these crenulated walls on there. Gives them a little style. Gives you something to look out for so you don't fall in there all the time. Breaking spikes pointing at you as you walk up the stairs. Alright, so what we want to do is, you know how we built the stairs from last time, from in to up, from the inside of the building to the outside. This time we're going to build from the outside to the inside. So let's get ourselves some stairs. That should do. Bam, bam. That's perfect. Now what we're going to have to do, see these, when we put these pillars up, we're going to have to continue putting pillars all the way up. And we'll grab these corner pillars. If you get right under the pillar here and look straight up, a lot of times you can get one to attach like that. Hopefully it went to the right spot. Yep, looks like they did. Good, good. Oop, no, we don't want a pillar over there. Trying to attach everything except what I wanted to. Alright. Oop. Then just simply put a ceiling tile on top. Where is them ceiling tiles at? Right here. Get up here on top of one of these bad boys. There we go. And then once we attach these ones to the main wall, we should have plenty of stability. Now see how they're turning yellow there? Doesn't mean they actually have lost stability. That's what it should be right there. And that one's yellow because there's a flaw in the floor there. And went outside somewhere. See how you'll get that all the time. Just accidentally clicking on a spot. After you're done with your build, go walk around the outside of it, look for any wild building blocks sticking out the sides. Alright, so now one thing we don't want to do is keep building straight up. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go here to the Aquilion set. I'm going to grab myself some sloped roofs. Everywhere that there's a flat spot, we want to put a roof. Now, when you're doing round like this, you have to use these wedges, like I said before. This is where stuff starts getting tricky. So first off, you want to put these ones in here like this. Now you'll see here how there's gaps in between. Alright, so now that we got that done, the next piece we want is this one right here, is the wedge sloped piece. So normally they'll fit right in here. Hopefully we'll have the issue here so I can show you how to fix it. Looks like everything's going to behave today. But sometimes you'll have an occasion where you should have plenty of stability and you can't get one to fit into the slot right. The way to fix that is just to simply build ceiling tiles. You build ceiling tiles, connect them to a pillar or something so that you have some support. Build your ceiling and then attach them once afterwards. And it'll work every time if you do it like that. So the next thing we want to do here, we want to continue our pillars going up. So we come here, look straight up, put you there. Put you there. Hopefully they went to the right spots. How's it look? Looks good. Let's hope we have enough stability to make it the whole way around. So for the next part, we're going to need some more stability. And right now, I have it on the vanilla settings. If you really want to build big, good stuff, you want to get into your settings. Change your build. I'll show you how to do it right here. Go to settings, go to your server. On the left hand side there, where all that stuff is, go down to building. Stability loss multiplier. You want this number to be smaller. You turn it down to say 0.20. Now you can go 5 times further than what you were doing before you start losing stability. As far as I know, you can't set that to completely to 0. I usually set it to about 0.20 when I want to do really fancy stuff. But yeah, when you want to build really big fancy stuff, just go ahead and do that. Obviously you can't do it if you're on somebody else's server, but if you're playing solo, feel free to do that. Alright, let's see how she looks from a distance here. Oh yeah, it's starting to look like a Sorcery Tower now. So now for my recommendation on what to do next. On the top part there, we want to build it a little bit longer up, and then we want to make it go real narrow. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so here you'll see how these ones here won't fit in there. It's because they don't have enough stability to fit. So what we do is build ceiling tiles around in here. Once we get all these in, I think I got most of them, then we'll be able to put those in there no problem. Oop. There we go. Yay! Alright, now with this, I don't really want it to be... Yeah, we need to have room. We want to have an elevator in here. at some point. There we go. At least we got yellow stability. We'll take that. Alright, so that's the basics of our little tower there. Now what I like to do on the top is we make a nice little small spot that goes up a little ways. And then we'll put a platform at the very top. Let's go 1. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That should be plenty. There we go. Now all of a sudden it works. But sometimes you can add, yeah, like roof tiles underneath here like this, make it look more connected. There we go. Fly away here a little bit and see how that looks. Yeah, I think that looks better. Gives it a more natural feel to it, you know what I mean? So one thing about building here, if you guys are having problems with stability, grab yourself this repair hammer. There's a wood one, a steel one, I think a star metal one. But if you go up to like a thing here, you can see where it'll tell you what's going on with it. So the stability is 100 right here. Stability at 26, goes down so fast. We're only getting 40s here at the top. When you put that pillar in there like that, it should be perfect. Maybe it only works for squares? I don't know. Yeah, see that one's in red too somehow. There, it caught up. But almost fell. Oops, no, I didn't want to do that. I want to figure out why these roof tiles. Maybe if I do this. Yeah, see, look, it won't attach onto there. That's what the issue is. This corner pillar's not giving any actual stability. Double pillars? Fuck it. Now we should be able to build our roof. Alright, let's fly away a little bit and take a good old look. Can't get out of the way. There we go. One big old Sorcerer's Tower. Yeehaw. The one thing you can do is you get in there and decorate it with some lights and stuff, and it can really look nice, especially at nighttime. Alright, let's see how roomy it is. That's usually the issue with these places. Alright, here's the first floor. We got our ugly pillars here going into our staircase, but that's not too bad to look at. Go around here, we got our little cubby holes. You can put crafting stations and stuff in there. I usually like to put chests and beds and stuff in here and then put the crafting stations out here. Go up to the second floor, about the same, a little bit less room. Take a walk on the battlements. And what do we got here? We go up to the 3rd floor. I don't think I can get that elevator to go in here, but we'll give it a shot. Well, I seen it there for a second. It fit right away. There we go. On my face elevator. Alright, we managed to fit our elevator in here. Let's see what happens when we go down now. Well, it looks good so far. It looks like we're going to get stopped toward the bottom though. No, it looks like we're getting all the way down. Okay, there we go. You could also fill in that top layer right up there if you really wanted to. Alright, there's one big old Sorcery Tower for you.